What's poppin' T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, and I am here with my all tea, all shade loving marriage Huntsville season 3, episode 3 review. Over here at the Color Me Pink channel, we get it poppin'. It is all about entertainment, jokes, joning on folks. So if you are a stick in the mud and you take life way too seriously, this is not the channel for you. Want to let you guys know that from August 20th to the 24th. There will be no reviews. I'm going on vacation for my 40th birthday. I will be vlogging, so you guys will get a vlog video. I'm going to Arizona for my birthday with my family and friends. I cannot wait. So August 20th through the 24th, there will be no reviews on my channel. Now let's get into tonight's episode because it was a really good episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, so on tonight's episode, Mel invites Tisha over to catch up because they're trying to mend their relationship, which I guess is a good thing for me with everything that has transpired between them. I personally wouldn't be giving it any more of my attention. I wouldn't put anything else or invest anything else into it. But since we're on a reality show and I got to deal with these people, I guess. So Tisha brings her a gift. It's their new chocolate champagne that she wants Mel to try out. To me, knowing Tisha, she just wanted to put that in her face like, look girl, we doing it, we got another business. It was another show off moment for her because Tisha is one of those women to me that seem like she needs to show and prove that like she on your level, like she want to be the cool girl, she wants to be the it girl, the popular girl. So like to her that was like, ooh, let me show her that we got another business venture going on. It just didn't seem genuine to me. And like you can bring her a housewarming gift or something. I don't know. It just didn't seem genuine to me. So she tells Mel that she and Marcel are gonna look for a new black location while they're in Texas for Cigar Week, which is a tremendous accomplishment. I go up for anybody that has a business and they're trying to succeed, especially since I'm a businesswoman myself. So Mel tells her that she is enjoying being single and free, honey, and I know what you mean. So she asked Tisha how her marriage is going, and Tisha was like, COVID brought us together, but he's working on his new project and been busy. So I hope while in Texas we get to spend some romantic time because romance is really lacking in their marriage. So Mel actually gives her some really good positive advice and tells her to stay committed to the goal for their marriage. And I was shocked by it because it really came across like Mel was being genuine with her advice to Tisha. And she even said in her confessional that she doesn't want to see Tisha end up like her and Marceau, or I mean her and Martell. So I don't know if Mel was just a good actress or if she genuinely meant what she said, but either way, it looked good on camera. So, Tisha goes on to say, she wants to bring the romance back in her marriage. And Mel tells her, switch things up. Maybe he don't want to do a date night. Maybe that is forcing him. Maybe you should do something different. And she was like, in hell, consider counseling because Dr. Francis, is a motherfucker. And Tisha was like, well, I'm married to a Scott man, that he think he know everything. I will say about their meeting, to me in the beginning, it came across very forced, very unnatural. You can tell like these are two women that have had beef and they're trying to get somewhere. It just didn't flow very natural to me. I just don't see them ever being friends like that ever, ever, ever again. Mel doesn't strike me as somebody that's fake like that, that's just gonna be able to fuck with somebody like Tisha, who is just very insecure and do too much. But I guess for the sake of the show, it's best to keep your enemies close, child. So Martell is at his mammy house, trying to keep the snakes away and shit, like he Samuel L. Jackson trying to get away the snakes on the plane. So they sit down and have some sweet tea, and he tell her about his encounter with Miss Vanessa the last time he went by Mel's house and how she wouldn't hug him and got disrespectful and said that being close to him didn't feel right. So of course, him telling his mama this, the mama is now on defense and was like, if it didn't feel right, then go over there. What's wrong with her? That's why I got my own life. And I'm looking at the television like, ma'am, Martell mama, you know your son is a natural born liar. So anything that come out your son's mouth, you need to go and get several receipts to even know if he lying or telling the truth. Because you know your son ain't shit and you know your son put 10 on 20. So now you done got your neck rolling and being all stank towards Miss Vanessa, and it wasn't even nothing like that. And I hope by seeing last week's episode, you realize that your son once again was being extra because he is extra, read all about it with his how you doing ass. Oh, I cannot stand that man. So Martell was like, some people, when the mama was like, that's why I got my own life. And Martell was like, some people don't. So now y'all trying to say Miss Vanessa ain't got no life? Okay. So the mama was like, well, God bless her. And Martell Thompson, well, she want to have a conversation with me. She want to talk. So the mom was like, what she want to talk about? Y'all ain't got no, what she want to talk about? Y'all ain't got no reason to talk. Everybody just need to stay in their lane. Mel gonna always be my daughter. And you gonna always be my son. And to an extent, I understand where she's coming from. That's y'all marriage. The mamas and the family need to stay out of it. Y'all are grown people. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to handle that. But in this case, there's a difference, mama, because your raggedy ass son went on the internet talking about his ex-wife's mother. He put her in their business. So you need to have several seats while you sitting up there with that straw wig that looked like Michael Jackson had it on in the wigs. Girl, if you don't get somewhere and sit down and with them drawing on eyebrows, look like you was Bernadine. And what's love got to do with it when she was sitting up there drawing on them eyebrows and had to go get rushed to the hospital? Like, I don't like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, lady. Like, don't do that. So, Marceau tells his staff that they got to stay on point because people will only support you because you're black owned for so long. And I 100% agree with that. Once the shine wears off, people gonna start critiquing you, this, that, and the third. And so you do have to continue as a business owner, not even as a black business owner, but as a business owner in general, you do have to continue to reinvent yourself and to please your audience. But he feels like Jalen, as the general manager, should be the one coaching the team and being more of a leader. I agree that Jalen should be coaching the team and being a leader, but as the business owner, you are responsible for doing the same thing. You want to raise morale and show your staff that you're here to support them and give them any type of advice or encouragement as well. All that does not just rely on Jalen. So him and Jalen sit down and talk, and Marceau tells him to be more of a people person, but Jalen was like, I'm not a people person. Like it's just not my personality. And I'm like, once again, Marceau, why would you hire him when you know he's not comfortable around people? He's inexperienced. He didn't have any experience working in a restaurant business. Why would you hire him as a general fucking manager? That was a stupid decision on your part. So Marceau was like, well, what would you rate yourself? And Jalen was like, I think I'm doing good considering I have no experience. And Marcel Thompson, despite the excuses, you have to be able to evaluate yourself and push yourself. That's not an excuse. That's fact. That's truth. The boy don't have no fucking experience. So considering the fact that I don't have no fucking prior experience of doing this, I think I'm doing pretty well. Like, what the fuck? Like, Marceau is very intelligent when it comes to business, but he's also one of them people that try to act like he knows so much but really don't know everything. Like, boy, sit down. So Jalen was like, I need a little more help. And when I asked for y'all to help me, y'all always tell me to figure it out. You and Tisha. He was like, I told you when you offered me the job that I had no experience. And you said you would guide me, but you have not. So at this point, how are you sitting up here being mad at this young man when you haven't done what you needed to do on your end? And Marceau couldn't even denounce what he was saying because it was true. So Jalen in his confession was like, I got promised on the job training. They don't take responsibility for their mistakes. And I mean, this is Marceau and Tisha that we talking about. So I 100% believe everything Jalen's saying. So Jalen even goes to the extent of asking him to hire someone to teach him since Marceau obviously is not going to do it. So Marceau was like, I'm going to hire an assistant general manager to train him. This is what I'm talking about. You act like you know so much about business, but that statement within itself and that decision is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Why would you hire somebody that has the experience of being a fucking manager to then teach somebody that don't got no experience of being a manager? Why don't you just hire a fucking general manager that knows what the fuck they're doing, and you demote Jalen to assistant manager or whatever the case may be? Then at some point you bump him back up. But there's no point in doing that. Why would I then come in if I already have experience and then come in and teach somebody else? That don't make no motherfucking sense. No, that's dumb. It was dumb in the first place for you to hire him when he does not have any fucking experience, and then you just expect for him to jump in and know what the hell he doing. That don't make no sense. Sit down, Marcel. Grinch that stole Christmas, your dumb ass. So, Martell meets with Miss Vanessa at the park, and he looked like he got on everything out of Eddie Bauer. This nigga so country, like, oh my god. So Martell sits down with Miss Vanessa and says that, it was hard for him to even make the decision to come because she gave him the hand the last time they saw each other, and he don't tolerate disrespect. First of all, that lady didn't disrespect you. You disrespected her with your big bobblehead ass. So Miss Vanessa was like, I'm not here to attack you. It's hard to heal if the pain is still being inflicted. And I was like, somebody need to put that in a rhyme, because you did that with that line right there. You cannot heal if the pain is still being inflicted. She was like, when you made the post about me keeping you away from the kids, that hurt. Because I think you know me well enough to know I wouldn't do that. People came at me for something I didn't do. I stayed out of it, of you and Melody stuff. And let me just tell y'all some behind the scenes tea on Mel's mom, Miss Vanessa. I've told you guys numerous times that she is a subscriber to my channel. She supports my channel and she watches my reviews. But even going beyond that, me and Miss Vanessa has built a rapport with one another since earlier this year, where she just started inboxing me, checking in on me. Just a simple, hey queen, hope you're having a good week, keep your head up type thing. And so of course I reciprocated. We have never discussed the show ever. We have never even spoken on the phone or anything. I don't know how this woman sounds except for being on television, and she know how I sound and look from my reviews. We've never had a phone conversation. It's just DMing each other and checking on each other, giving each other encouragement throughout the week. This woman don't know me from a can of paint, and that shows you her spirit. First of all, she could have been like Tisha Mama or any of these other reality TV mamas trying to get her 5 minutes of fame, trying to give me dirt on other cast members, and she's never done that. We have never talked about anything regarding the show. I've even asked her not once but twice to for allow me to interview her. And anybody that watched my pre-interview, you see how I handled myself. I'm very respectful. I'm not messy, none of that type of stuff. She has declined both times because she's not looking for that. She's not. And what really showed me her character and why I know that she wasn't lying on anything in that scene where she was saying, I stayed out of you and Mel's mess. First of all, like I said, we've never discussed the show. She's declined being interviewed. And secondly, she watches my reviews and she see how I joan and I joke on even her daughter, her ex-son-in-law, her grandkids. I've made jokes that some would consider tasteless, but it's all just for jokes and fun. And she still supports my channel and she still supports me. So that lets you know right there that she knows how to remain unbiased. But what really showed me her character is, earlier this year, where I had back to back deaths in my family. My uncle passed away, then my aunt passed away, and then my grandmother passed away, all within weeks of each other. That was one of the hardest things that I've had to deal with in a long time, on top of dealing with my own health issues, panic attacks, running my businesses, other things, other situations that have come up. And this woman reached out to me and even went as far as to offer uh financial help for my grandmother's funeral, even though it was not needed, not necessary. I did not accept it because, my family is very well to do. I come from a really, nice financially stable family. But the fact that she even offered, she does not know me, none of that. Like, I was like, wow, it blew me away that she would even, like I said, offer that type of assistance and support. So that showed me that woman's soul and her spirit, and it really touched my heart. So uh I will not tolerate any Miss Vanessa slander on this channel, because that woman to me is an angel, and she has been, and she has a beautiful, sweet soul. So yeah, Martell can kiss my black ass with his funny looking ass. Don't do her. Don't do her. So Martell was like, you wasn't taking my calls, and you were my only outlet to speak to the kids, and you took that away from me. And she was like, I didn't take that away from you. You have spoken to me in a disrespectful way that Melody has never spoken to your mom. She was like, was I hurt by everything? Yes. We were family, and I never thought my grandkids would be raised in separate homes. I do forgive you for all the pain this has caused. I want all of us to be good for the kids. And that was very nice, because any other mama would have had Martell ass jumped by now, would have slapped the dog shit out of him, would have cussed him out from here to Timbuktu. But the way that she handled herself with him and his narcissistic, crazy ass, egomaniac ways, chef's kiss. So Martell talking about how he loved family, this, that, and the third. And Miss Vanessa was like, but for years you lied. You lied. You lied and you cheated. So Martell was like, when I said I wasn't cheating, when I told you I wasn't cheating, I wasn't. Ooh, so you kept that the truth. Like, boy, you don't get no brownie points for that. So he's sitting there steady talking in third person and making excuses. And Miss Vanessa was just like, look, moving forward, can you not put stuff on public platforms? Like, and leave me the fuck out of it. He agrees, and the conversation was ended. Like I said, she handled herself with class and sophistication and grace, because I wouldn't have been able to handle it that way. I would have kicked Martell in his esophagus, um, him and his dockers. Can go to hell. Girl, ain't nobody got time to be dealing with that nigga. So then we get a good look at the new cast member, Tiffany, and her family. She's married to a man by the name of Lewis, or either Louis. Um, Louis has a son, and they have a child together. They're approaching their 1 year anniversary. We really didn't learn too much about them with their get to know me section, but I got a lot to say about Howard Hewitt. So we got another Howard Hewitt, old girl husband from Bell Collective. I called him Howard Hewitt, but now we got Howard Hewitt number two. So she tells her husband that Mel invited her to Destiny's party, and that she thinks she met Destiny but don't know her. But I was like, when Mel asked you, did you know her? You was like, no, I don't know her. I don't think we ever met. So which one is it, Wheezy? Like, girl, yeah, I was right then and there. I was like, oh yeah, she about to be messy. So Tisha in Houston by herself for Cigar Week, because Marceau said he had to stay back because they was having issues with the chocolate champagne, which sounds disgusting, and I don't even like alcohol no way, but that in itself just sounds nasty as hell. Um, my first thought was that nigga stayed back so he can have one more night with his real boo thing. But let me stop. So she tell him that she want to have romantic time while they're there. And he was like, I mean, we can have sex if that's what you want. We ain't even gotta go out to dinner. We could just have sex the whole time. It was funny, but that nigga wasn't playing. So it's the day of Destiny's birthday brunch. They went to a really nice restaurant. Tisha couldn't come, of course, because she was out of town. Destiny looked gorgeous in her little red bandage dress and her cute little curly wig. Mel show up in her little red freaking dress, and Mel got booty. I ain't know Mel had no ass like that. Mel holding. So she tells her that she invited Tiffany and that they should have so much in common. So Kimmy arrives. And Destiny says to Mel, I wasn't gonna even do nothing for my birthday. I was having a real hard time. I had a bad day yesterday. And Mel was like, why you ain't call me? And Destiny's like, I know, I gotta get better with that. So Mel in her confessional was like, I'm starting to wonder if we're as close as I thought we were, but it's her birthday, so we'll revisit this later. I would be starting to feel that way too. First of all, you didn't tell me that you have been divorced for a month and we supposed to be so close. You going through shit. You don't call me so I can know what's going on, so I can support you. So it's like, what is going on here? So, and I was me and Monique was on the phone earlier talking about this. I feel like Destiny is one of those people that she wants the fame of reality television, but she don't want the embarrassment of reality television. That's why she kept her separation a secret last season, and she didn't talk about it or anything else. She's hiding shit from her relationship because she don't want to be embarrassed on television. But when it comes to reality TV, darling, you have to show your reality. And it's not fair that the other couples are putting their self and their business and their lives on Front Street and you're not doing the same thing. You don't get to do both, darling. And that's why they brought in Tiffany ass. Because Carlos King and them was like, okay, if you ain't gonna spill your tea, we gonna spill your tea for you, sis. You don't get to play devil's advocate and have it both ways. This ain't Burger King, darling. No, it's not fair to the other people who have had to deal with the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to reality television, darling. Um, so Tiffany and Destiny hug each other and everything. And Tiffany was like, I think we met. And Destiny was like, probably at, one of their big parties talking about Mel and Martell. So they was like, yeah, maybe that's where we met. So Kimmy in her confessional was like, we all heard about Tiffany's wedding because it was on the new baseball field here during COVID. And it was a surprise wedding for her husband. And I was like, oh, you threw a surprise wedding for your husband? Hmm. Now I could see if the husband was Boris Kojo. I could see if the husband was my boo Shia LaBeouf, or you know what I'm saying, or Thor or somebody, but you over here married to hey. You had to throw a surprise wedding for that nigga. He didn't want to marry you on his own like that. I need context to this because okay, like that nigga should have been rushing to marry your ass. I mean, because it's literally on some Beauty and the Beast. Like, what the fuck is going on here? But okay. All right. So uh Kimmy is shocked to learn that Destiny is divorced, by the way. And she was so thrown off by that. She was like, damn, like, I am so sorry, Destiny. Like, I had no idea. And Destiny's like, don't make me cry, this, that, and the third, or whatever. So everybody's stunned that she kept this whole thing a secret this whole time. So Tiffany and Kimmy, we learned that both their husbands went to the same college and their sons go to the same school and they both play baseball together. And that's how they know each other. So Tiffany was like, I'm trying to recall, was he vaping in the bathroom? And Kimmy was like, who's that? And she was like, Monster. And Kimmy was like, I think that's a Maurice question. She's totally thrown off, shocked by this question. I'm looking at Tiffany like, why would you bring this shit up? But I know that, we're on a reality television show, so yeah, that's why you brought it up. But I was like, damn, she coming in hot. Like she came in stirring the motherfucking pot, ma'am. And I was like, whoa, wowzers. Like, ew. In real life, like, you don't do no shit like this. But like I said, we're filming a reality show, so I know that they told her, come in and bring up all this shit. So Kimmy in her confession was like, not only is this chick sharing a child's business, I gotta hear about it from her and not from Maurice. Once again, this is the issue. Like, why does Maurice continue to exclude her from parental issues when it comes to Monster, but then wants her to be a parental figure for him when it comes to washing his clothes, feeding him, watching him, and all that. But when it comes to decision making or consequences or punishment, she's not involved. He can't have his way. And Kimmy a better bitch than me because I would have been told him, fuck you and your son. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Bringing his big back ass mama up here to take care of him because ain't no way in hell a bitch off the street should be telling me anything about my stepson and I'm in this house taking care of him. Y'all all got me fucked up. But Tiffany A was wrong as hell for bringing up that shit at the table with people that you just met. Girl, have several Howard Hewitt. So, Jalen name comes up, and Destiny says that he's a good looking guy, so he gonna find somebody, and she flip her hair. And Kimmy was like, don't be flipping your hair. That is not allowed. We are not about to do this. We already had a whole conversation, and they flash back to when Kimmy and Destiny had lunch with each other, and Destiny was telling Kimmy that she heard Jalen had a crush on her, and asked, well, what would you think if me and him ever dated? I hope that that was just like a funny question and that she's not seriously considering this. How the fuck old is Destiny, first of all? I mean, but they grown, so you do what you want to do at the end of the day. I don't care. Anywho, so Kimmy was like, this changes the whole conversation because when she was asking that question, Kimmy was like, girl, you married. Like, first of all. But now that she knows the truth, that she knows that that she knows now that Destiny ass is fucking divorced. So Tiffany was like, I didn't know you were married. And Mel was like, you didn't know she was married? I'm not surprised. Basically saying that LaBrick ass was out here being single and wasn't claiming her ass. So Tiffany was like, actually, you know what? I remember now. He won an award in Huntsville, and I saw him at the event. And then I met you at her house, and I said, oh, didn't I see you yesterday? Your outfit was so cute. And you were like, that wasn't me. And Kimmy was like, and I was like, oh shit. Oh God. Oh Lord. Oh my God. So at this point, we're realizing, going back to what I said, Destiny been trying to keep all her shit on the low. She knew that nigga was out here cheating on her and he wasn't shit. Well, first of all, I don't even understand why they got married anyway when they told us they story. That marriage should have never happened. But Destiny has been trying to keep all her dirt and shit on the low. And be up in everybody else's business, but she ain't trying to put her business out there, and it don't work like that, girlfriend. So Tiffany asked and put Destiny ass on blast. Destiny in her confessional say, why would you bring that up at my birthday lunch? Yeah, that was very trashy. It was very uncouth. But once again, we on a reality show trial, so she came in doing what needed to be done, honey. But in real life, I would have bopped that bitch in her eye. So the one of the other ladies at the table was like, you sure it was him? And Tiffany was like, yeah, he won an award. Mel was like, does he have a business partner, Destiny? Destiny was like, excuse me. So she get up to leave the table. And Mel was like, girl, it don't even matter no more. Like, chill out, like, come back. So we then see that Destiny scurries to the bathroom. At first I thought she was about to get up and go call LaBrick ass to find out what the fuck is going on. But I don't I mean, I guess because their divorce is so fresh that it still hurts, but I would have bottled that shit up until the cameras was down and I got home, and then I would have had my moment because I wouldn't even let that nigga know that I was still tripping off him at that point. So Tiffany in her confession was like, I'm not trying to be shady. It got blown up into something that made her want to go to the bathroom and walk away. That was a little too much. That was too dramatic. It's your birthday, so I'm gonna let you cry if you want to. Girl, she was just being really insensitive about the shit. And I don't know if she was being insensitive about it because at this point, her and Destiny don't get along because they film the confessionals after the fact. And maybe that's why she was being so bitchy. But I was like, damn, girl, like the girl was married to this man. What you mean? Um, and for you to talk about you weren't trying to be shady, you were most definitely trying to be shady. You were most definitely trying to blow shit up for Kimmy and for Destiny. You knew what the hell your ass was doing. So once again, darling, just like when Destiny came in hot her first season and got her ass handed to her and did nobody like her, now you're in the hot seat, Miss Tiffany. So be prepared when everybody talking about you and your husband and look like Fat Albert. Don't be sitting up here crying and everybody sitting up here talking about your hair looking like how were you it. Don't be sitting up here crying because now you about to get roasted on social media, girl. So I hope you was ready. You came in wanting to be the bitch. Now you about to get that bitch fever right back to you. So, child, that was my review of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I give tonight's episode an A plus. It was great. Make sure you guys thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, hit that notification bell button, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.